Howdy. That's a cat. Listen. Anyway, I stumbled across this picture in an article about the Rhine, and there wasn't any more description to the picture than this. The water level of the Rhine has drastically sunken or something. And I have been watching this now for some time. And somehow, to me, it seems that this is on a higher level than this. I'm not exactly sure. It's really hard to somehow get a comprehensive picture of that since I don't even know what city we are talking about. I don't recognize it. If anyone does, if anyone knows what's about this, tell me. And I don't know if there's something written here or is it just some mosses? Is this human made? Are these aquifers which are feeding the Rhine? Aquifers which are basically, in my opinion, volcanic activity. So, we are talking about the River Rhine, it's drought, and there is this kind of caldera-like structure. I don't know how big this is. Is it 20 centimeters, 1 meter, 10 meters? I don't know. I think it's very interesting because there's also this different kinds of color and different kinds of probably sedimentary deposits. Here we have some gravel even. I don't know. I thought it's interesting, so I showed it to you. If anyone knows about this, where it is, what city we are talking about, I would be really glad to know. But there is also some quake activity going on. Like there has been floods here in Rhine, which is a part of Basel. And there has been also quake, about the same time. But anyway, I wanted to talk about these up here. We just follow the River Rhine. The River Rhine. It might be marked somewhere here. Rhine River. Very small, but it is marked. Mining operations, water veins all over the place. Turquoise colored water all over the place. Gypsum and such, alkaline. So here are the quakes. And we are at the center, or one of the centers of Germany, Frankfurt, which is very important. Mainz. Here comes the River Main, and here comes the River Rhine, and they continue their journey together. Here we have Rüsselsheim, where the most famous Opel cars are built. I think it's here. Yeah, Opelwerk. Yeah, cars. Opel cars. Opel cars, and we have a C-pinch, a lightning bolt. Yeah, there is ignition and combustion and exhaustion and all kinds of stuff in a car in order to make it to work. Explosions happening through electromagnetic discharges. They make the fuel explode and you get forward. With electricity, after all. But let's go back to the quakes. Yeah, maybe Opel means something. I bet it does, but I won't now make any research about this since I'm not a car person. So, 5 hours ago, 2.0, Wiesbaden-Darmstadt, Hesse, Germany. One user report, 12 kilometers in depth. Schwalbach, Stuttgart, Baden-Württemberg. Bett vibrierte. The bed was shaking. Okay. Where was the other one? It was... Wow, it zoomed out. This was a deeper one. 2.2, Germany, Bad Schwalbach, Hessen. 13 kilometers. Bad, bath. Hence, geothermal activity. You can imagine the rest because there is no place for it. But anyway, Bad Schwalbach, which is actually here. And here we have Taunus, so I guess this is the Taunus mountain range. There is like very big water veins going there. They make a turn, U-turn, not a U-turn. They form in by themselves already. This kind of, no, let's say sea-pinch structure. We have Koblenz where we had the flood. We have Lacher Lake, which is a volcano. Dormant. They put a new photo here. Last eruptions around 11,000 years ago. Lacher See, or Laag Lake in English, is a crater lake, or more exactly a caldera lake, in the Rhineland-Palatinate, Germany. Situated close to the cities of Koblenz, Mayen and Andernach. We will go to Andernach very quickly or shortly. It fills a volcanic caldera in the Eifel mountain range, the only caldera in Central Europe. I disagree. There are many, many, many other calderas in Central Europe. It is part of the area of the East Eifel volcanic field. So, let's go to Google Earth and check out a few places. What was this bath again? Bad Schwalbach. Yes, Bad Schwalbach. So, in order for you to show that I'm doing this, we are still in the Alps. I'm doing this live. I don't have any script or whatsoever. Notes, or I don't know how other people do videos. They probably even edit them. I don't. The only thing I do is press pause every now and then in order not to bore you too much. This looks like a mining operation vehicle used for tourists, whatever you call it, bringing them into the mountain. We have the two pillars, or atlas, or however you want to put it, polar configuration. We have a water body. Might be some fishery stuff, since there might be clear water pouring out of the ground. And a huge wooden bank, that's very big. In one piece, that's impressive. Whoa, very nice. I didn't expect to be surprised about a wooden bench, but that's an impressive wooden bench, tell you. But yeah. This might be some fishing pond. There is water coming in there. I don't know. Maybe this, not. Again, the bench seems to be very impressive to other people as well. But Schwalbach, let's go to Google Earth Wikipedia version of it. Schwalbach is the district seat of Rheingau-Taunus-Kreis. A swallow. Yes, 3 towers, which might represent the 3 sisters. This looks almost like a grain. Yes, a swallow. Anything? History. was first mentioned in a document in 1352 as Lang in Schwalbach. The first reliable report of the mineral springs came in 1568. Haha! Told you that there is something like that. Let's click on those. No, it leads us to some overall Google stuff. But there is. So let's go back to Google Earth and search for the geothermal activity. That's why we came to Bad Schwalbach. Let's put away the pictures first. Map style, everything. Bad Schwalbach. They might be a little bit outside of the village, or they might be in the center of the village. Clinic. There might be something. They founded this kind of hospital kind of thing where we have the water. Yes, doesn't tell us too much. Water in the background. Water, chairs, balconies, clinical center Lindenallee, Sprudelhof, Rehabilitation at Sprudelhof, but I don't know if that's the same. Sprudelhof, let's go there. No, it's too far away. That's too far away. We have to go back to this other. Schmitten, Neu-Ansbach, Usingen. I have no idea where to go. Taunusstein, Bad Schwalbach. We found it already. This was a very nice accident. Here is some bath, but that's just, I guess, some overall outside bath. Where are the geothermal activity places in this? Here is a church. There is for sure water inside that too. Electronics. And I don't know if you have noticed, but this is a valley. I don't know how good you can see stuff here on Google Earth when I'm zooming around like this. But if you move like up and down, I noticed immediately that there is slope, like these are valleys. But where are the geothermal activity things? Because it carries the name baths, so there has to be. Bad Schwalbacher, Kurban. Server error. Really? Let's try again. Doesn't work. I don't know what's wrong with that. Ehebrunnen. Marriage well. Temple. In the middle of the forest. Okay. Quite aesthetic. Or what's the word? Schwalbach.de. Now we probably found some clue. Could you please turn it into English for me? Google, German, English. Oops, this page couldn't be translated. Really? So, Freibad. Kur und Gesundheit. Wir sind Heilbad. Does it work now? Yes, we are Spa. In 1927, Schwalbach was officially given the title Bad by the German Spa Association and was henceforth called Bad Schwalbach. At the beginning of 2010, Bad Schwalbach was officially certified as a mineral Amour medicinal bath. In 2014, the rating Kneippspa was added so that Bad Schwalbach can be proud of 3 ratings. This report takes you a little journey to the mud and mineral bath in Bad Schwalbach. This video was hidden because an external service, YouTube, could collect personal data. Yeah, let them know that you know. Valuable sources. Bad Schwalbach owes its fame as a spa to the most valuable healing springs. With a high iron content from the slate subsoil and richness in carbonic acid, its reputation has attracted guests from near and far for centuries. Divalent iron and the rich composition, for example, calcium, magnesium, manganese, hydrogen carbonate, and chloride, strengthen the immune system and stimulate the self-healing powers. The spring water, also called iron-containing acidulus, helps us drinking as a drinking cure for iron deficiency. It activates the metabolism, has gentle effect on the vegetative nervous system, stimulates digestion, and promotes vitalization. The Brodel, Linden, Stahl, Wein und Schwalben fountains are freely accessible drinking fountains whose drinking water quality is checked regularly. Here you can drink and fill up water for free. More information about the drinking healing springs. Drinking fountains. Bad Schwalbach is located in one of the areas with the most springs in Germany. Although the taunus has little ground and surface water. Subterranean carbonic acid gas deposits push the healing spring water up from the depths. Valuable ingredients, especially iron, are released from the slate rock and come to light together with the spring water. After the discovery of their healing power by the doctor and pharmacist Dr. Jacob Theodor, known as Tabernaemontanus, was the originator of the Bad Schwalbach spa system and helped the former town of Langenschwalbach and its residents to achieve an economic boom at the end of the 16th century. You remember those hunger stones? One was written 1616 at the beginning of the 16th century, and now at the end of 16th century. Now let's just continue reading, because for centuries the drinking cure and bathing in the mineral water of Schwalbach springs were the only cures that brought people from near and far to seek healing. Yes, water, very important, I said many times. So, what do you think? Why is a church built in particular places, or all the churches? There is water. There's just a fortress built around the water in order to protect the water. If you cannot enter the door, you won't reach the water. So we have to be a certain kind in order that they let you in. But anyway, I drift off. Since the local springs were used for spa purposes in 1568, the mineral water in stoneware jugs was also shipped worldwide. Glass bottles were used for this from 1870 onwards. Initially, only the water from the Weinbrunnen was shipped, followed in 1769 by the Stahlbrunnen, steel well, and Weinbrunnen means wine, like what you drink to get drunk. Paulinen, which is a name, Pauline, well water. In 1940, the water transport came to a standstill. I wonder why. The drinking water quality of our drinking points is checked monthly and, of course, also before being put back into operation after each winter break. The drinking fountains are currently in hibernation. Only the steel fountain in the Rötelbachtal behind the Kurhaus is in operation all year round. What does that mean? No water coming anymore? Hibernation? How actual is that? I have no idea. State recognition as a heating spring and protection of heating springs. In the years 1903 and 4, all Schwalbach's mineral springs, except for the Stahlbrunnen, were redesignated, including the Champagne spring. Yeah, we have a wine spring and a champagne spring. In 1934, the Bathing and Fountain Administration applied to the competent authority in Wiesbaden for the Schwalbach mineral springs to be recognized as heating springs. Since the city had received the official title Bad in 1927, it made sense to have the springs classified according to the guidelines of the German Spa Association. Yes, it makes sense. The application progress dragged on, and the war intervened. It was not until 1964, so it took 40 years for that, that the Spa administration submitted a new application to the Hessian state government. Together with the Adelheid spring, the Wine, Steel, Pauline, Marriage and New springs, the Champagne springs was also opened by the responsible Hessian Ministry of Social Affairs on 16 January 1975, officially recognized as a heating spring. The designation of the new spring heating spring protection area took place on August 10th in 1987. Wells and springs today. Of the more than 20 springs described in the course of Bad Schwalbach's history, 11 wells are still preserved today, most of which are state-approved heating springs. There are 7 freely accessible drinking fountains where you can drink bottled water for free. These are the bubbling Linden, Steel, Wine, Champagne, Marriage and Swallow fountains. The others are sealed and drained underground. During the winter months, some of the drinking fountains are turned off to protect the lines. The Adelheid, Ehe and Paulinenbrunnen feed a bath water reservoir for the mineral baths in the Stahlbadehaus, and the mud packs and mud baths are enriched with the medicinal water. The 2 districts of Ramscheid and Fischbach are also in the fortunate position of being able to call a drinking fountain their own. The wells, known as Sauerborn, used to supply fresh water. Yes, water is very important. Champagne fountain, steel fountain, swallow fountain. Yes, that's one of the rare places where probably were too many springs. They couldn't build churches all over the place. So. They stayed free. Free water for free people. I leave it here. Thanks. Bye.